Hello AMP, my name is Annie Liu and I'm one of the UTAs for this class. I listed down my email here, so please email me if you have any more questions. Today I will be going over membrane transport. I have a picture attached here of active and passive transport that we will be going over today. Alright, so there will be two kinds of membrane transport that we'll be talking about today. Passive transport and active transport. So the main difference to really solidify down that really helped me during this class was that passive transport uses no ATP. So draw ATP. I'm going to draw a big old X around it, okay? While active transport actually uses ATP. And ATP is what cells use for energy. And another difference that is important to grasp is that passive transport actually moves down the concentration gradient. So we will go more into this in the next slide. But basically, it just means that with passive transport, it moves down from high concentration to low concentration. And active transport actually moves from low concentration to high concentration. So we'll go more in details in a bit. Alright, so we are going to talk about the two different kinds of diffusion first. So diffusion is where the solutes, goes from a high concentration. So I'm going to draw high concentration, so a lot of solutes, okay? To an area of low concentration. So there is not that much. So do you see how over here, there's a lot, right? And then goes down the concentration gradient down to an area where there's not a lot, so low concentration. And basically, this doesn't require any ATP as it doesn't use any energy. So no ATP at all because no energy. One way I like to think about this is using the analogy of going down a set of stairs. So this is you right here. And when you're going down a set of stairs, you're trying to go from a higher level, right, down to a lower level, right? So when you're going down the set of stairs, it doesn't feel like you're putting in any effort, right? Just in general. And I like to kind of relate this back to diffusion and passive transport, You go from a higher concentration, so the higher level, down to the lower concentration or the lower level. And you feel like you're not putting as much effort or basically no effort. So that's like using no ATP. So that's just kind of a way that I like to remember this, and this is a mnemonic to remember. So there are two different kinds of diffusion. So we have simple diffusion and then facilitated diffusion. With simple diffusion, it's really what we just covered. Solutes go from a high concentration, right, down to a low concentration, down to a low concentration right here. And it goes this without really any kind of help. But with facilitated diffusion, it's a little bit more than that. Some solutes, such as glucose or amino acids, just need a little bit more help on passing through by the help of protein carriers. So let me just draw those out right here. So protein carriers. Okay. And I got this confused with active transport a lot, and we'll go over that just afterwards. But the key differences to remember is that facilitated diffusion is still diffusion. So what I mean by this is that here, so these are the protein carriers, correct? These are the protein carriers, okay? No matter what, it's still going from a high concentration right up here down to a low concentration, right? And we know that diffusion is just that. It goes from a high concentration downwards to a low concentration with no ATP. It just needs a little help getting through, right? With the help of the protein carriers right here. So just a quick overview real quick. Simple diffusion goes from high concentration down to low concentration with no extra help. With facilitated diffusion, it goes from high concentration to low concentration with the help of protein carriers right here. So this is just one protein carrier. And because it's diffusion, they both don't require any ATP, which is cellular energy. So now let's jump over to active transport. So this is active transport right here. And basically with active transport, it actually goes against the concentration gradient by bringing solutes from low concentration, right? So this is low concentration because there are less solutes, to high concentration. So let's draw the arrow that goes up. And we know that over here is high concentration because there's way more solutes. So as you can tell, it brings it from low concentration to high concentration. And it actually does this with the help of protein carriers. And this is similar to facilitated diffusion this way here. And this is a protein carrier. And because it's going against the gradient, it requires ATP or cellular energy. So let me just write that just real quick. Okay. So let's actually think back onto the stair analogy again. So this is you right here, the purple guy. And keep in mind of this orange bar. This orange bar is actually pretty important in this analogy. So when we are thinking about the stair analogy, we said that going down the set of stairs, so going from a higher level or a high concentration, down to a low concentration or a lower level feels like you're not putting in any effort, right? But what about going up the stairs? Going up the stairs for me, which is similar going from a low concentration or a lower level to a high concentration or a higher level, takes way more effort and energy. And I can feel myself getting tired. Oftentimes I have to use the railing, so this orange bar right here, for help. And the way I like to think of this railings is as a protein carrier, okay? And this is a way I like to remember active transport as it goes from low to high, right? To high. And it requires help in terms of a protein carrier, so the railings, sometimes you have to drag yourself up here, right? And requires ATP because you're getting tired and you need energy. I hope that this was a helpful way to get a different kind of understanding of active transport. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and happy studying. Make sure to contact me if you guys have any questions. But other than that, have a nice day.